darkness, my old friend. Boy, I hate being right. I really do. I mean, it sounds kind of arrogant when I say it that way, but it's infuriating that someone like me, with no coaching experience, no UEFA badges, no nothing, can spend just a few minutes online and have a better understanding of what to expect from the opposition than Manchester United's entire coaching staff. And it's been that way for a couple of years now. If you're living under a rock, Manchester United are out of the FA Cup this season in our first match in the FA Cup after losing 2-1 at home to Brighton in honestly what was one of the worst performances I've seen from us. And that's literally coming off the back of some of the recent shit that we've seen. The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? Like just the way it is. And I told you guys to put a tenner on Danny Welbeck to score too. I mean, I could have made you guys rich. Anyway, we are here to discuss the match, share our thoughts, our reactions, player ratings as well. We're going to go through some of those too. I will have 3 thoughts for you, probably not tonight. It's a busy day tomorrow. Mondays, you guys know, are usually hard for me to get stuff done, so I got to pre-record a lot of stuff, but I will have those. But I've got my thoughts. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, so we're going to get stuck in. This is United vs. Everybody. I am your host, Sean. You guys are the UVE community. You know what to do by now. Like, subscribe, check those memberships, and check out the United vs. Everybody store as well. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to even think about wanting to wear gear that supports the club or a player, but just consider you're supporting the channel if you want. There's no pressure. There's never any pressure, but just saying, you're not going to find that gear anywhere else. So let's get involved in the chat first and foremost and see what we got working here. Adrian's in the house. Big up, Adrian. How you doing, man? It says, I miss Amorim. Oh, no. Oh, don't tell me. I'm going to chalk that up to maybe happy hour starting a little early today. We're just going to chalk it up to that. Danny B's in the house. Yes, please hit that like button on you guys' way, and that does make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It really does. I'm not going to lie. I have, my dreams are small. Just indulge me. Danny says, Cutback FC is back. Yeah, we've remember when we were doing that under Ten Hag? Remember we went out of the Champions League under Ten Hag because of so many simple cutback goals. Like, it's just, I can't handle it. What do we got here, Danny? It says, I said the day Ineos were announced and teamed up with the Glazers that it was a final nail in the coffin. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I am fully kind of Ineos out these days for different reasons. Obviously, the Glazers are who the Glazers are. They are absolutely criminals. They are scum. I wouldn't give them a glass of water if they were dying of thirst in the desert. I hate them so much. Ineos are just incompetent. They just don't have any idea what they're doing, at all. And that to me is almost worse. They just seem like it's the blind leading the blind. I would argue they didn't team up with the Glazers. It's just the circumstances of where we are. I mean, I'm not going to fault a guy for not being rich enough to buy, the club outright. But at the same time, if you're not good at it, then just don't do it, man. It's ridiculous. Oh, who we got in the chat here? Justin's in the house. Big up, Justin. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Oh, yeah!
I hope you're still kind of maybe recovering a little bit after Real Madrid just shit the bed against Barcelona. And somebody tell me, what is the Supercopa thing? It took place obviously in Jeddah, right? Is this just part of Riyadh season or something? Is this just another Club World Cup, but bullshit cup? Someone let me know. I know it was billed as this Classico, but wasn't actually a legitimate competition. I heard there was 4 teams in it. To me, that doesn't sound like anything, but it is what it is. You guys let me know what's going on. Danny doesn't think there's any point. Well, that's what we're doing today. So hopefully there's a point. Hopefully you guys are getting involved. I know we don't usually like to do this kind of stuff after we lose. But it is what it is. So, Corey, big up. Didn't even show up today. Corey, big up, man. It's good to see you, dude. I've got too much to do today. My wife's got clients all day tomorrow. So Mondays are always hard for me to do live shows because I can't have her clients hearing me yell obscenities from 10 feet away. That'll probably lose us some clients. So I've got to try to squeeze in stuff today. And I had too much to do. Plus, I've got to be at a webinar tomorrow afternoon. So I just had to do it tonight. And if I was going to be gone all afternoon, I was never going to get time to do any of this. So that is why I'm here. But big up, man. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I wasn't able to be there. But, responsibilities and all that whatnot. Bexy says, why is this Ineos' fault? This is Ineos' fault for a lot of reasons. Now, not solely on Ineos. They do share a big portion of the blame for not having a plan when they sacked Amorim, not having enough signings as well when they come in here. And where's the plan like for moving forward with this? We've needed midfielders forever. They did not do any of that. It's almost 2 weeks into January. We don't have any new personnel when it's clear that the players we have are absolute dog shit. And again, no plan for sacking Amorim. You have to always have a plan. You can't just go and just wait until shit hits the fan and then scramble to figure it out. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, and it's ridiculous, man. But it is what it is. Stephanie, big up, Steph. Says season isn't over. We have 18 cup finals left. Big up, Sean. 18 cup finals. Yeah, I think this season's over. Bexy says Ollie's going to be announced tomorrow. Well, we'll see. If there is an announcement tomorrow, as far as interim goes, we will do a kickabout tomorrow night. If there is no interim tomorrow, we're not doing a kickabout. Dylan will not be here midweek, so there is no kickabout Wednesday. But if there is a manager announcement, we will do that tomorrow night instead. So keep a lookout for that. I'll let you guys know, but it could be a last minute thing. It's all going to depend, because right now there's not really much to talk about. I do have a video coming up, though, too. If you guys saw the sneak peek from yesterday, I will be looking at some directors of football. So keep a lookout for that one, too. I know it's really weird to do like a scouting report on directors of football, but directors of football is a big deal. And we need one who doesn't think he's a manager and doesn't want to interview. So because Jason Wilcox is not fit for purpose. So we're going to head and I'm going to do one of those videos. I had a lot of fun doing it. It did take up a lot of my day yesterday because it is really in depth. You guys know I try to put a lot of work into it and make sure you guys are getting quality content. So keep a lookout for that one. Indulge me. Samuel, big up, said, should Manchester United have ultras like AC Milan, Inter Milan? I mean, you guys let Samuel know, but welcome back. A webinar, a webinar is like, it's a virtual, like somebody, someplace, some qualified person is giving like a short talk, usually like an hour long, on a specific topic. And I join in virtually wherever I am. I've signed up, I've joined in, so I just get to listen. It's like a little mini class, basically. But Tim's in the house, absolute mess on it. Yeah, it's a shit show, dude. It's an absolute shit show, man. Stephanie says, Pooh hitting the big propeller isn't a plan. I mean, if that is the plan, they're doing like perfect job. I mean, sign me up, man. But fuck off, man. Same as the Glazers are greedy, money hungry, driven people. Yeah, they are, and that's my big issue with the Glazers. Obviously, now Ineos are just shit at their job, and if you're shit at your job, it's nothing personal, but you gotta go. It's just the way it is. All right, let's talk about team selection and some of what we saw from these players and from the performance going into this. So, I mean, obviously the starting 11 came out. In my opinion, strong team. I thought it was a strong 11. Dalot, Martinez, Mount, Bruno, Cunha, Dorgu, Yoro, Uarte, Shesko, Meno. I guess strong is relative. It's strong based on who's fit, who we have. Obviously, Ahmad and Mbumo not back soon enough from AFCON, but I am fucking elated that they're back because I put out some polls. You guys voted that we've missed Ahmad and Mbumo like a ton. Thank you guys for getting involved in that. We have missed them a lot. Happy to have them back. I wish we could have had them back for this one, but hopefully they'll be back fit for the Derby and for Arsenal. I think that Arsenal will probably be like the latest one, right? Both Fletchers on the bench, Lacey's on the bench as well. Bit of a rest for Casemiro and Heavens, kind of like what I said maybe would happen in the preview because Casemiro's been playing a lot. Shaw wasn't even in the squad. He obviously maybe needs some rest. Kobe got the start. I don't know how you guys felt about that with everything going on. I am a big believer that if you have issues and you're taken out of the team or you get your punishment and you're willing to, take the L behind closed doors and move on, I don't have a problem with everybody just squashing it after that. Like, that's fine. We don't need to be forever condemning people for shit. But obviously we don't know what happened. But I wanted your thoughts on how you felt Kobe getting a start. How did you feel about that? I feel a little bad for Xerxes. He can't get a start at all. I saw Roma's president coming out this week that basically confirming that Roma wanted him, but he also said they're probably not going to get him with our manager situation. So Xerxes got on. Xerxes just not really doing enough for me, unfortunately. Bexy thinks Manu was terrible today. He's a 10 jogging. I think personally Manu is an 8. I think he can play a little higher up as well, but I don't see him as like if he plays a 10, I don't see Manu as like a playmaking 10 like Bruno. I see him as kind of like a link-up 10, maybe like a Gibbs White or Morgan Rogers, kind of someone who's going to carry the ball and not necessarily pass the ball because I don't think Manu's got that kind of passing range in him like Bruno does, personally. But you feel free to disagree. Baxi says Ugarte is a headless chicken. I didn't think Ugarte was bad. He's just bad on the ball. If he were just a little 10%, 10-15% better on the ball, we wouldn't have a problem with Ugarte, but its problem is he's just not. Bexley is a happy Shesko score. Yeah, Shesko got his goal. He did well on the corner. It wasn't enough, obviously. Um, Overall, like recent matches, like Burnley, like Leeds, we just couldn't string two passes together. We were passing straight to the opposition. We were struggling to move the ball, struggling to hold on to the ball. I thought it was a lot of sloppy touches, heavy touches, soft touches, passes behind our teammates. It was very sloppy today. I thought playing out the back was going to be risky. I said that in the match preview against this Brighton side. You guys remember their PPDA, which is presses per defensive action, is very, very good. It's like third or fourth in the league. What that means is we are not going to get many touches on the ball before Brighton start pressing us. And you can saw they were really trying to block us from building out from the back. And it put us in a tricky situation a couple times. And I was happy that we started switching things up. But again, that's what I mean when I said I started the show with how can I, who guys literally sitting here in my library, can spend 5 minutes on Google and figure out Brighton's PPDA and watching them play is going to cause us problems, but our coaching staff can't do it. Fucking annoying, man. And then once again, we concede from the first real chance that Brighton get after wasting all these opportunities that we get. How many times have we seen that from this United side over the years? Like, what is everybody doing here? You got a player literally sitting right on the edge of the box, center, about as a free hit as you can get. Licha, I thought maybe could have done a little better with his clearance, but everyone else is just standing around ball watching. And we saw that against Burnley. We've seen that time and time again. No one's taking the initiative. We've looked completely switched off for weeks now. It's the same shit, different day from these players, man. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I told you guys, Ruben Amorim has a big portion of the blame for not making necessary changes, from repeatedly not learning from mistakes. But these players are absolute thieves, stealing a living, man. It's a lot of standing around ball watching, man. And we saw that the whole day. 62% possession from us, 18 shots, 7 on target, 12 shots from inside the box. We had an XG of 1.75, but just 1 goal. Forced 30 clearances from them, forced 6 saves from them as well, and still just the 1 goal. Brighton had only 4 shots on target, 2 goals from an XG of just 1.13. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough. And I'm so done with these players right now, man. They're absolute fucking awful. Ugh. Stephanie says Dallo set the tone, missing those early chances. Yeah, I've got so many multiple 1,000 thoughts on Dallo. You guys, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I don't rate Dallo like at all. Like, I've not seen him improve whatsoever in the near 8 years now he's been here. Has not literally improved any single one aspect of his game. Has not. His final ball is shit. Decision making is shit. His passing is shit. His 1v1 defending is shit. His 1v1 dribbling is shit. His positioning is shit. It's just shit. Just shit, man. Steph says, why do we resort to playing it out from the back again? Yeah, and I don't blame necessarily Lamens for this, but we've been switching back and forth. He's got different defenders today. Euro's not in good form, so I'm sure in the back of Lamens' mind, he's constantly second guessing what he's doing. It doesn't get him off the hook for that shit pass that he played. That was garbage. I don't know why we were doing that, but again, all it would have taken was a little bit of opposition analysis to be like, oh, they're going to press us high up the pitch. They're really good at that. Maybe we need to either play it over that or move the ball a little quicker. That's all you got to do. It doesn't mean you have to completely change the whole thing, rip everything up and start from scratch. It means you just play faster, or you invite the press and just play through it or over it or around it. It's really not that difficult. I don't understand why we make things infinitely harder on ourselves than they need to be, man. It's ridiculous, dude. Bexy says, I bet some of the players were pissed about Amorim. Always thought he has the dressing room. You know what? If they're pissed about Amorim, they maybe need to have a long, hard look in the mirror, because they're a big part of why he's no longer here. Just plain and simple the way it is. What we saw from them against Wolves, what we've seen from them recently against Leeds as well, they have a big part of that, and they've had a big part in why so many managers are not here anymore. Stephanie commented on Dallow missing the chances. Dallow missed that sitter against, I think it was West Ham a couple years back, that got Ten Hag sacked. Like, just plain and simple. Like, you have to. DJ, welcome back. Says people blame Cunha when Mount has been here for 2 years doing nothing. I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot Mount had started it until like late in the first half when I saw him chasing. He was chasing a Brighton player, and I was like, "Oh, hey, wait a second, Mount's there." Like, I did not know he was playing. Like, honest to God, I didn't hear his name like at all. Oh, weesh. Box, welcome back, Box. There's only one player who's good enough to be starting 11 player in a team that is challenging. Yeah, Bruno is world class. I don't care what anybody says. He's world class. He's like, so many ex-players have said he could have played in our era. So many fans from other clubs throughout Europe, Barcelona fans, will say the same thing. He's world class. It's a shame. He is our Harry Kane. He is the one who's been responsible for everything, but is just surrounded by dross, man. Just absolute dross, man. 10 likes, 37. If we get to 20 likes, I will see if I can gift 5 memberships. I don't know if I can, though. I'm trying to remember when I last gifted memberships. Remember, I only get to gift 10 a month personally, but if we get to 20 likes, and Stephanie, you can keep an eye on it, I will go ahead and give some memberships tonight. But I'd love it. Please do hit that like button, though, if you haven't yet done so. Subscribe if you are new. We're going to go through player ratings here in a second. I'm just going to get caught up on the chat first. So, Tim says, not an excuse, but I'm sure the players feel a bit confused. Yeah, I said that after the Burnley match. Is a lot of those players looked caught between two systems, two roles. You know, Dallow not used to playing fullback, kind of just caught in no man. He and Casemiro just standing around and stuff, not really knowing what to do. I do feel for them, but at the same time, it's not as if these players haven't played in a back four before. It's not as if the vast majority, literally, they've played in a back five or a back three like 10% of the time. They've played enough in a back four to know the difference, and it's not as if we haven't seen that same shit from like Dallow and some of these other guys before. So I'm not using it as an excuse. You're not either, so good to see. But I did get that vibe a couple times. But again, that's just poor footballing IQ in general. That's a foundational thing. If you are not able to read the situation, anticipate, position yourself, movement wise, like, that's just poor footballing IQ altogether. Shanta, welcome back. Says if Dallow scores that, we would have been on top. Yeah, that's absolutely true. If he scores, he had a couple chances. We're going to talk about Dallow in a second here because I have so many thoughts that my dogs got scared and ran off and hid because I was losing my shit. That's why I can't do this stuff during the week when clients and my wife has clients, because we'll lose business because I will scare people away. Buck says Cunha should have never been signed. He's been a flop. He is very greedy. He's holding on to the ball too long. He doesn't look interested at times. He's really getting on my nerves. I do have thoughts on Cunha. Don't worry. We'll get there. We will get there. Bexley says, I honestly think most of these players can't handle the pressure. Yeah, a big part of it too. We've talked about that many times. We're trying to sign players with mentality, but I think that even strong mentalities can get frustrated when this kind of shit's going on. Like, look at someone like Bruno, for instance. Like, he's the one who's constantly for years had to just literally drag the corpse that is Manchester United over the line through the season, all this shit. And like this, he can't do it all. Like, he just can't. It will drain on you, no matter how strong mentally you think you are. It will drain on you. You do reach the end of your tether. You do start running on fumes from a mentality standpoint. And you do start thinking, I'm done with this. I'm just going to leave. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno left in the summer, man. So, all right, let's talk about players, because I know you guys all have thoughts. I have thoughts too. I'm going to bring up the little screen here so we can all just look at it together. Let's do one of these numbers. All right. Let's talk about Son Lamans today. Nearly gifted a Brighton a chance with a poor pass. If you guys remember that one, I just shook my head. Like, and again, like some of you saying, he looks like he's just struggling a bit right now with confidence, and makes sense. Changing a lot going on. Managers changing a lot. We might be changing the way we are playing. And obviously, when you're put in a situation where you're playing against a high press and you've got Yor over here who's not having a good game, Licha is maybe not having a great game. It's a completely different system. Like, again, maybe you're caught between two minds, but at the same time, I don't care what the tactics are. If shit is hitting the fan in a given moment, just boot it. I don't care. I don't care. I say the same about defenders when it comes time to clear the ball. Clear the ball. But what rating are you guys giving Lamens today? I want to know. I'd probably give him like a 5. I didn't think he was awful. Like he didn't do anything crazy other than that one pass, but um, probably give him like a 5. Honestly, yeah, he made a good save late on, so makes up for. I mean, some of his long balls were just to nobody. I don't know if that was like a tactical thing or what, but some of his long balls just went to nobody. But I'm going to give him a 5 personally. Big up, Shars. Welcome. Hey, hey back. But let me know what you guys are rating Sen Allowance today out of 10. Remember, 5 is like average in my opinion. Um, 6 is like you didn't have anything to do, you didn't really make mistakes. But yeah, Stephanie says 5 is fair. I'd just give him 5. Like it's nothing like horrible, not like the kind of shit we see from Onana or something, or kind of shit we'd see from like Emmy Martinez last year or something. But Lexi says 6, so around 5 or 6. You guys are saying here. Shar says Barca won another trophy with that crate. Did they win another trophy? I'm still trying to figure out if this trophy is a legitimate trophy or if it's just like one of these like bullshit Club World Cup nonsense. What do you say? Shars is giving him a 7. All right, big up. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's talk about Patrick Dorgu. This one I feel like always divides opinion because here's the one thing I'll say about Dorgu: his final ball needs work. Like we just know his final ball needs work. That will get there. He waits too long. He needs to whip that ball into space much earlier. He needs, before he even gets past parallel with the box, he needs to whip that ball in around that corridor of uncertainty and let his attackers deal with it. That's all you got to do. He waits too long sometimes. Other than that, you cannot argue. I don't care who you are. You cannot argue that Patrick Dorgu is not a fighter. He was involved in everything. He was getting kicked and pushed left and right. He did play some really good passes in the first half. He was fighting for that ball time and time again. Let me bring up some numbers here from Dorgu today. He was looking really good today. Made 7 defensive contributions. He was just getting pushed and pulled all over the place. 4 tackles, 2 interceptions. Like he was getting involved in everything, man. It's just a shame that he's not. If you were like 2 or 3 years older, we would have a better idea of what we're gonna get from Dorgu. I'd probably give him like 6, 6.5, 7 ish, just for the effort alone. He looked like one of the few players who actually gave a shit today, which is like weird that that's where we are, but that's where we are, dude. Ivan, welcome to the channel. It says United is a Finnish team. The quicker you all, you got a rival fan in here. Only decrease in your lifespan, mental health awareness. Well, you are talking to a therapist, so it is what it is. But some of it I agree with. I mean, at the end of the day, in our worst point, we're still winning more than like Arsenal are. So it doesn't really matter to me. I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan or not, but it is what it is. But Shar says any trophy is won with a team like Madrid in it. Is it legit? Is it though? Is it really though? I don't know. We'll see. Steph's giving Dorgu a 7. He did try. He was a fighter, man. He's an absolute fighter. He's not world class, but he fought. He has the mentality that it takes. Bexy's giving him a 5. Shar says Patrick Dorgu's like Ferland Mendy. I mean, where is Ferland Mendy these days? I don't know. Ferland Mendy is like 27, 28 when he was at Madrid, and he was still shit. He wasn't getting picked. So, no, Dorgu's work rate, his attitude, his mentality, his physicality is among the best in the squad. He's just, as far as from a technical standpoint, again, he just turned 21 a few months ago. He's just not there yet. So I would love to see him work on that a little bit more, but it is what it is. Buck says, I like Dorgu's work rate, but if we're honest, for a big club. Oh, yeah. I said maybe right now, I mean, I've done videos on left backs. Like I've said, we probably could stand with a better. I had Luke Shaw starting today in mind because I feel like his delivery, when you've got a player like Shesko as your 9, you need delivery. And right now, Dorgu's delivery is nowhere near as good as Shaw's. And that's where we're at right now. Shaw is still here 12 years after we signed him. He's missed half of his career through injury. And we're still saying like, Shaw's delivery would have been better. Like, this is where we are. Big up Rob Taff in the house. Another bad day at the office. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've been in a bad mood all afternoon. It just has. It's probably a good thing I didn't go to Bills today because alcohol and this result, probably not the best combination. But it is what it is. Rob says Dogu is one of our better players. Yeah, from a fighting standpoint, I thought he was very good. Like I said, I would have given him like a 6.5 out of 7. I just need him to spend like don't take part in regular team training next time, Dogu. Literally just go and work on your crossing, work on your stance, your like stationary delivery, work on your running delivery, work on deliveries from different depths of the field, and work on cutting inside and all this stuff. Like that's all I want him to work on for like a whole week. That's all I want, because everything else is there. He just needs to work on that. It's like Ugarte and his like on the ball ability. Like Ugarte's mentality and his work rate off the ball is awesome. He's just so shit on the ball. It's unfortunate, man. I am Titanium. Welcome back, Bilal says, should I watch the Derby on Saturday or go to a party? Oh, that's a tough one, man. I'm never gonna miss a United match if I can help it, but at the same time, it's just depends. If Ollie's here, watch the Derby, because if Ollie rocks up, Pep's gonna have scratch marks all over his face like he just adopted a stray cat. But if it's not Ollie, you might just want to go sit down someplace. Derby says, "Watch the Derby." Yeah, I mean, I always opt for watching United over everything, but maybe that's just because I'm a like self masochist. I don't know. Moving on. Licha, what do you guys rate Licha tonight? Not his best performance, in my opinion. Didn't really do anything spectacularly poor. Just wasn't his best self today. I thought he was just kind of switching off a little bit, making. I think he was maybe the issue was that because Bruno wasn't really playing deeper until late in the second half, and you notice late in the second half we brought on Xerxes. Bruno was dropped to the pivot. We did start to click a little bit. Maybe the difference here was the fact that instead of Bruno being the one to take the ball off Licha, now Bruno is way up here, and now Licha's got to get the ball up to Bruno. Maybe that was he was because I thought Licha was forcing things a little. He played a lot of long balls and he completed a lot of long balls, but he's kind of forcing it a little bit too much. But again, it's kind of where we're at right now. He was charged with like helping Euro, helping Laumans, but also having to like get that ball forward instead of just we don't have enough midfielders, man. We really just don't have enough midfielders, unfortunately. Johnny Hill's in the house. What up, Johnny Hill? Says them shameless MFers are going to announce the interim tomorrow to try and protect themselves from the negative press. I honestly, God, like that's a good shout. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if we waited till February 1st to announce it after not making any signings in January. And then we're like, hey, look who's back. That's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, Fletch, take it. And then we'll wait till the opportune moment, man. Like, because again, that's where we're at right now. You can almost say that sentence about so much at this club right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. Stevie says Lucia wasn't good. Yeah, again, it wasn't as like it's definitely not his best performance by far. But I didn't think he really. Like, I'm trying to think. He didn't do anything horrible. He just wasn't great, unfortunately. Bilal, I agree. Let's get to 3K subs. We're very very close. If we can get to 3K before the end of the January window, then we'll have been more successful this window than any host. But if we can get there, we'll do a giveaway. And so. But it's up to you guys. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep hyping the old videos. That helps the YouTube kind of grab hold of the video for its algorithm. And that would be super helpful. I appreciate the support, you guys. Big up. Stephanie says, wait till April 1st. Alpha, yeah, right. Here's Enchilada. Just kidding. Johnny says, do you see Dallo essentially blaming Lacey? Yeah, I'm not. He's a coward, man. He's an absolute coward. His mentality is some of the worst I've seen in a long time. He's happy to big up the crowd when he does something good, like make a tackle or clear the ball for a corner or some shit. But when it comes to him actually being in the moment and having to step up, he shrinks. He shies away, man. And you saw it defending in 1v1s. You saw it when he's on the ball in his 1v1s. He's absolute shit. He's cowardly, man. Big up, Jarvis. Good to see you again. Jarvis, did you catch my scouting report from yesterday? I had that young Norwegian kid at Molde in there. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But big up, Jarvis. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So, Licha, we're kind of giving him a 5 today. Again, he wasn't horrible. Was not his best performance at all. Let's talk about Lenny Yoro. I honestly think that he should have done better for Welbeck's goal. I mean, take nothing from Welbs. It was a screamer. It was a good goal. It is what it is. He's a 35-year-old striker against, a 19, 20-year-old defender who's not in the best run of form right now. You'd back Welbeck 9 times out of 10 in that situation, but I do think Euro needed to be a little quicker. Again, I do think that standing off, ball watching, a little passive when Brighton had the ball around our box. I do think that was a factor here, but so maybe it could have been done. But again, he also gave the ball away a few moments later, if you guys saw that. Just a heavy touch, which put us in a 2v3 against Brighton when they got the ball back. Because it was just not great from him. He looks just like he can't get out of this bad run of form, dude. Seriously. Rob says Dallo was atrocious. Oh, he was awful. We're gonna get to him in a second because he was god awful today. 70 says Euro wasn't good either. 5. I'd give Euro like a 4.5 tops today. I just think it was not great personally. Bilal, yeah, you guys let Bilal know. Should he watch the Derby or go to a party? Watch the Derby at a party, and then when we can see, just start yelling random shit just to scare everybody. Euro, I'm gonna give like 4.5 because I just don't think he was very good personally. Let's move on. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Dallo. Diogo Dallo. Oh, okay. I gotta prep myself here. Whew. Limber up, guys. Dallo needs to go. Like, he just needs to go, personally. Bilal's giving him a 2. And this isn't a knee-jerk reaction. This isn't like I'm mad, like this was a bad, like, if you guys have been watching the channel, I've been saying this for years. Everything that Dallo was poor at, he was 10 times worse at tonight. Squanders 2 early chances. This first one, like, this is a chance that we've seen Dallo get. Now, to his credit, he makes a really good run, but Dallo has this situation right now, and he's caught between 2 minds. He could have done anything here. He could have squared that off for Bruno. He could have taken a touch wide. He could have dinked the keeper. He could have maybe even wanted to take a touch to his left and put himself in front of, I think that's Ferdi Kadiolu. Could have done any number of things right here. And instead, he completely fucks it up, man. And then he gets himself in this situation later on where he takes his random shot. He's fallen backwards, decides to lash at it, when anyone with a shred of footballing IQ would see, hey, Shesko is making this little run across. Literally, all I have to do is lay that ball off for Shesko, and Shesko is through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And that's, again, everything that Dallo was poor at, he was worse at today. How many times have we seen this kind of shit from him in a United shirt? Like, over and over and over again. He needlessly puts it out for a throw-in a few minutes later, too. Like, just bad touch, just lets it walk out of play. Like, he's just so bad, dude. He tries and fails a little back heel late on in the first half again after he makes another good run. It's just, he's so bad in 1v1s, weak mentality. If Jason Wilcox wants to get involved in the coaching, he can start with Diogo Dallo. But in all seriousness, like, we need to sell Dallo. We need to. But the problem is, where's he going to go? Because no one's going to want this Dallo. He's barely good enough for, like, Getafe or something, let alone, like, any serious club. Like, he's shit. And again, like one of you mentioned, name dropping the red card, like Lacey for that red card as a big reason for why we lost today is just absolute cowardly behavior. Yeah, you fucked up 2 clear-cut chances and had a whole 90 minutes to fix it, but it's Lacey's fault that we lost. Dude, get fucked, Dallo, seriously. Leadership group my ass. Can we get rid of that leadership group nonsense now? Can we get back to proper captains, please? Man, I wish Morocco were shit during AFCON, because we need Mizraoui back right now. I was so surprised that nobody really voted for Mizraoui as who we've missed more than anyone, but maybe now we'll see. Now that we're playing with a back 4 again, Mizraoui, we need him back. What's Jarvis got to say here? Jarvis says, Martinez was dragged out to defend the wide areas because Dorgu effectively played as a winger. Terrible setup. Yeah, again, that's what I said. I don't think he did anything poor. He had to do so much that it stretched him so thin. He wasn't able to be like his best self at any one kind of area. He had to be responsible for playmaking, for covering for Dorgu, for building out from the back, from trying to get that ball forward because of just the way we were set up. Again, he didn't do anything bad. He just wasn't able to be his best self. So it is what it is. Like it says, 5, but Euro's been average for a bit. Oh, you're going back on Euro. Bexy says a 4 for Dallo. Yeah, I'd give him like a 2 today. He gets his 2 because he didn't score an OG. I'll give him that. That's what he gets his 2 for. Stephanie says Dallo gets a big old 0. Ugh, God. GJ says Dallo is not the first time he's missing that. I need Maz back. Yeah, we need Mizraoui back like yesterday, bro. Bilal says there's no point in Dallo getting in the box. Yeah, he makes that same run at least once every single match, like where he'll cut in and make that run off the shoulder. And he does that part of it really, really well. Like I can't fault him for that. But it's everything that happens after that that he just F's up, man. He's just horrible, dude. He's so bad. Um, let's see. Rob says Real Madrid no longer interesting. If we can get him to like Atletico Madrid or something, maybe something like that. If we can get anything over 20 million for Dallo, I'll consider that a win because we didn't pay that much for him. So it is what it is. Boss says Lacey will learn from me. He will, but it's I didn't think that the first yellow was a yellow. The second one, yeah, it is what it is. The problem was I think that a couple of the Brighton players were throwing the ball as well. So I don't get why that wasn't more consistent. But Nota, welcome back. Says Dallo has had plenty of time, but should go this summer. He tried, but he's not up to it. Yeah, he really should have been gone a couple of years ago. And as soon as he took Lindelof's number this past summer, I knew that we were going to be stuck with his useless ass for another season at least. He needs to go, dude. He absolutely needs to go. But see, problem is now all these players and all these things that I was looking at and all the priorities that I was looking at are now completely scrapped. I got to start over again because now we're no longer playing with a back three. So now I can look at fullbacks. Now I can look at traditional wingers. Now I can look at traditional 10s instead of like Cunha and Bumo half 10s, wingbacks and shit. Now we can look at these guys again. So it's completely throwing all my scouting videos completely out the window, dude. It's ridiculous. Steph says should get Wan-Bissaka. should have kept him. I mean, bless him, Wan-Bissaka. That first season, he was a revelation. I never worried when wingers like he had Raheem Sterling like on like in his pocket like all day. He pocketed him left and right. And he's looked decent at times for West Ham. He's not the best. We definitely overpaid for Wan-Bissaka, but that's just the club we're at right now. So what you gonna do, right? So Dallo, yeah, you guys can rate Dallo. He was shit. I'm giving him a 2. Moving on to Luke Shaw's not here. Ugarte. I wish Ugarte were better on the ball. I really do. He did his job just fine, to be honest with you, but I think a player with a better touch or a better pass would have helped us out a bit more. He had a brilliant opportunity to play a ball to Dorgu, and just because he's so bad on the ball, just couldn't even clear the first man. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. He won a lot of duels, 8 out of 11 duels in the night. Again, 5 tackles, 6 recoveries. Like, he does what he does well. I just need him to be more of a well-rounded player who's just a little. If he's a 3 out of 10 on the ball, I need him to at least be like a 5 out of 10 on the ball. But again, his limitations do hurt us. We do need better than him, and I think that it wouldn't be hard to improve on him. James Garner was an absolute force for Everton yesterday. They lost ultimately, but if you watch him play, James Garner was an absolute beast. He'd be an improvement. Conor Gallagher would be an improvement. He might be going to Villa because they show some fucking ambition, that club. Like, they get it. You're in a position to challenge for top 4 and do stuff. Strengthen, keep the momentum rolling. We want to slow everything to a grinding halt because we had zero plan for replacing Amorim. And now that apparently means no transfer business because we got to focus on this shit. Like, absolutely ridiculous. This is like a first-time homeowner trying to change a light bulb, and they're like, well, we have to completely scrap making dinner because we got to change this light bulb real quick. Like, you can do both. You've got a team of people, so one of you can do this, the other one can do that. There's no need for everything to just grind to a halt. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. I'm gonna go off on one if I don't let myself, if I don't calm down, I'm gonna go off on one. Rob says Ugarte is just an enforcer, and that's all I need from him on a given day, and that's what I mean. He does well, but it would be so great if he could do a little bit more, and that's all I'm saying. Toku, welcome. I'm not gonna try to say that because I'll butcher it. But I'll just call you Toku. It's not because it rhymes with Goku, and yeah, I'm a nerd, so there it is. It's not only Dallo that needs to go. Maguire, Shaw, Huarte, Bruno. Bruno probably, if we can get a decent amount of money. The problem is, I don't know if you guys saw recently. I guess I don't know if it's believable, but apparently there's some clause that any team outside of the Premier League he can go for like 60 million euros or some shit. Whoever let that in there was an absolute idiot because that's ridiculous. I don't know if I believe it though because we were talking about maybe selling him to the Saudi League last summer for like 100 million. So if there's a release clause, maybe the release clause just kicked in now. I don't know, but there are players that do need to go. There are players that have been here very long, but Casemiro will be gone soon. Maguire's probably going to be gone soon. We're going to end up taking a loss on Ugarte. He needs to go to like, I saw him linked with Ajax recently. We talked about that the other day. He can go to like Galatasaray or something. I don't know. Bexy's giving Ugarte a 5. Yeah, he's just not very good, man. Agile, welcome Agile, says Ugarte gets a 4. Um, Agile says, nah, Sean, this is United. We can only do one thing at a time, right? It's absolutely like I was so hopeful that again, it's not because I'm like Ineos are the best. I'm just like it can't be worse than what we've seen out of the Glazers. And for some reason it's just more of the same. It's just so slow, dude. I just don't get it. Does not show any ambition whatsoever, this club, man. But Garte, most of you guys are saying like 4 or 5. What about Cobby? Cobby started again. I asked your thoughts on that, how you felt about that after all the drama that we've seen the last month or so. Good on the ball, I thought. Really good fighter. I thought he fought a lot to keep that ball, to win that ball. To he was press resistance, dropping deep every now and then in between the defenders to kind of initiate the buildup, get the ball off of Senna Lamens because we did need someone who's a little better on the ball in those situations. Maybe another option so Leach didn't have to do everything. Heavily involved in the final third. He created the most chances in the first half. So he was really turning into a bit of a box-to-box in his first real start in a while. So what do you guys make of Cobby today? I'd probably give him, again, another 5. Didn't really do much spectacularly. Didn't really do a whole lot wrong. Just, it's another player who just wasn't really doing enough, I guess. And again, it's not just because they did anything wrong. It's just because they weren't doing enough, unfortunately. Um, Bexy says it's mad United can't control the game for a year. Yeah, we're just, again, we don't have the players, man. These players are so poor. And you can look on paper and say we have the players, but watch us play. And you're like, no, we don't. Agile's giving Manu 4 out of 5. Yeah, I give 5 to me as average, and you go from there. 5 is like middle, and then it's up to you to do a little bit more. Hakuna Matata, no worries. Welcome. How are you doing? Wants to know where the amorim outers are. I don't know. You have to ask. I think that one game is probably not enough to say that it was the wrong decision to sack Ruben Amorim. I do think he ultimately I think he and the board just did not see eye to eye, which is probably going to be an issue when it comes to bringing in a new head coach because most head coaches want a little bit more say so. Not many to want to have that much control from those higher ups, but it is the way that the modern clubs are now. So maybe that rules out some of the more experienced guys like Luis Enrique or Thomas Tuchel or something. Thomas Tuchel famously does not get on with boards. He's literally left like 3 clubs because of it. Beck says Cobby was 4, jogging again. Yeah, he's definitely not the fastest, is he? Lawrence Burry says only saw creativity and agility from Dorgu and Manu in patches. Manu isn't a 6 in midfield though. He got passed through all the time. Yeah, he's definitely not a 6. I don't think in the 4-2-3-1 he's playing as traditional 6 because we saw that under Ten Hag too. In his first season in first team football, Manu was playing in the pivot, but he was getting involved higher up the pitch because in Ten Hag's pivot, one is a little more defensive, the other one is a little bit more box to box, and that's what Manu's role was. But he hasn't played in so long, and it's a completely different system. I don't think he did bad. He just, again, it's Manu. We're going to see what happens. Agile says some nice stuff from Manu. Has a long way to go. Yeah, he's definitely got a long way to go for sure. But Rob says it was good to see him start. Yeah, I was curious what people were going to think about that with all the drama. If they were over it, if they're past it. I don't have a problem getting over it if Manu and the managers and the players all kind of squash it and move on. I don't think that there's a problem with that. You should be able to get second chances. But again, it's all about his mentality, where his focus is. And that was my biggest issue. But what about Bruno? Nearly grabbed an early goal from a free kick, and then he had another opportunity to get another goal and put it just wide. We tried to go a little lower that time. Moved deeper into that pivot role, kind of where he's been playing under Amorim once we brought Xerxes on. But again, just not enough. Now, he is just returning from injury recently, and he did look a little bit off the pace. Wasn't as emotive today, which you could read that either way. I'm choosing to read it negatively because I didn't see a whole lot of passion and fight from anybody today, Bruno included, which was a bit worrying. But I did put in my notes, he just did not look his usual self today. But I would probably give him, again, another player with a 5. He was trying a little bit, but again, once he had to move back deep, it wasn't really working. He was putting balls in the box, but he's the only one who seems capable of doing that, unfortunately. But probably going to get a 5 from me, man. Tuchel at United said chat sports can't see it. I know that he's Scholes's pick, right? Wasn't he Scholesy and Nicky Butt's pick today? Can't remember. Glasner more likely. Dude, I'm cooling on Glasner. They have not won a game in, 8 or 9 of their last matches. They got knocked out by six tier side yesterday, Macclesfield Town. Like I don't know what's going on at that club. Again, he's kind of giving me De Zerbi feels where like he comes in and he does really well, but then quickly gets found out. Now it doesn't help that they're constantly selling their best players, Palace, but at the same time, you guys know what I say. Crisis management for me is a big criteria for managers, and if you can't handle that, then you might need to go. Agile says Bruno not at it today. Tried hard, but no quality. Yeah, he was average. Wasn't like horrible, just average. Rob says wouldn't be surprised if Wilcox is shown the door. I am putting together a director of football replacement video as well, so you guys keep a lookout for that. I know it's not something that a lot of people care about, but it's something that I think we're definitely in need of. So keep a lookout for that video as well. Sometime soon. Chat says Tuchel want full control. Yeah, and that's what I said. I think that there are some managers who are going to have to kind of check themselves in that regard. But maybe we can get somebody else in charge. Who knows? But Bruno, I've given him another like 4.5, 5.5 ish, somewhere in there. Maybe we'll call it a 5. Mason Mount, I said earlier, I'll say it again. I don't remember hearing Mason Mount's name very much, if at all. He went off in the 62nd minute, and I don't remember him doing a single thing this match. I didn't know he was even on the pitch. I forgot until I saw him chasing a Brighton player when they had a counterattack, probably midway through the first. It's probably like 30th minute. Just non-existent today. Absolutely ghosted today. Maybe that was another player kind of suffering from us not being able to get the ball up the pitch again. Shesko had the fewest touches of anybody today. Mount not getting involved. Cunha kind of wandering around trying to get involved. We just weren't able to get that ball up the pitch, and maybe that was a problem. But again, you got to find a way to get yourself involved in the game if you can. It's just too late, unfortunately. But what would you guys rate Mount? I'd probably give him like a 4, just simply for the fact that I didn't even hear his name. I'd probably give him like a 4 today. Agile's giving him a 2. We pay this guy $250K a week. Well done. Sit to you in your head. Yeah. And again, that wasn't an Ineos thing. That was previous owners for me. But still, he's just the problem with Mount is when he's fit and firing, he can be amazing. But now in this system, where does he play? Where is he going to play in this system? Because he's not a winger. Bruno is going to play the 10 if he's fit. Maybe is he just a rotation option? Is he going to have to try to get shoehorned into one of the wide positions? I don't know. Bexy says 4. Crap today. Yeah, he wasn't that good today. He was just non-existent. He's for me absolutely non-existent. Speaking of not really doing much today, let's talk about Cunha. I'll forgive you guys. I haven't seen any Cunha shirts flying off the shelves of the United vs. Everybody online store recently. You guys can go check out the UVE store if you want. There are some sample products below your video player, but nobody's really buying any Cunha shirts these days. He was meant to be the Premier League proven signing, right? The ready-made signing, the 25, 26-year-old, one of the best players in the Premier League before we signed him, but he has been absolute shit recently. His passing is shit, constantly too soft today or behind his teammate. His touch was heavy, let him down, losing the ball. Didn't really know like he knew where he was supposed to be at any given point in time. At times I saw him kind of drifting into Bruno's position. At times I saw him kind of just taking up different positions here and there. So I just didn't look. He just looked lost and at times a little just disinterested. Should have done better with his chance just before halftime. I think that was a really good opportunity. You really need to do better with. He needs to pass the ball, man. He just needs to pass the ball. He's getting on my nerves. I would have, when it came time to make that late sub, bringing Lacey on, I actually would have taken Cunha off and brought Lacey on and put him on the right, but it is what it is. I can't see Cunha lasting a couple years here if he's not going to do better than what we've seen in the last month or so, because early on he was fighting, he was winning things, he got some goals recently, but it's like when he's played out of position or when he's not getting the ball, he kind of looks like he's just not interested. He's giving me some Marcus Rashford vibes at times in that regard, getting on my nerves. What are you guys saying? Casper's in the house. Big up. Welcome back. I don't think I'm coming to one change still, but big up. Good to see you again, my friend. Agile says Cunha 4, really poor. You rhymed. I like that. Extra points for that. Rob says that was a smooth plug right there. You know what? this is why we do what we do, man. This is why they pay me the big bucks, or they would if people would buy some more Cunha shirts. But I really like the Cunha shirt. It's just unfortunate that he's been shit. I don't think anyone's in the mood to buy one right now. Bexy says Cunha's Fourier is cold. He's absolutely running cold. But like, how many players are running cold at the moment, man? Yoro's been cold for like a month. Cunha's been cold for like a month. He gets the odd goal here and there, but um, Adrian thinks playing for his boyhood club is getting to him. Maybe it is the pressure of United. It is a big jump coming from Wolves to United, so maybe that's is what it is. Maybe you're onto something there, man. Agile thinks he's been good, but crap against Burnley, crap against Brighton. So crap in the last couple games, then for sure. Then again, we're seeing a bit of a poor form right here. Yeah, he was drifting kind of all over the place, man. But we'll see. Rid in it. Welcome back. It's been a minute. Says Jamie Jackson just tweeted saying Michael Carrick is the favorite. Well, we will see what happens. Like I said, if there is an interim announcement tomorrow, Dylan and I will do a kickabout tomorrow night. We'll talk about this match a little bit, and we'll talk about that. If there isn't one tomorrow, then there's not going to be a kickabout this week. But we'll still do a video, but just Dylan won't be here. Dylan's got some stuff going on. So Adrian says Cooney needs to play at the 10, nowhere else. So maybe if we switch to like, I don't know what system works in that regard then, because maybe if we played like a diamond, like a 4-4-2 diamond maybe, and you've got Bruno as an 8, Cobby as an 8, maybe Ugarte, Casemiro as a 6, and you've got Bruno kind of playing just behind like Shesko and Mbumo, maybe that could work. But again, you could switch to a diamond against certain opposition if you think you're going to need some more bodies in midfield, or if you like maybe. But again, we've never really played that unless since Ragnick was here, and a lot of these players have never played it. So Casper says YouTube had to change my username on YouTube. Well, that's too bad. Sorry, bud. YouTube is being weird these days. But Cunha, not great. 4 for me, 4 for you guys. Let's talk about Shesko. Looked tired to me, but his movement was good. He was getting into good positions. But like that chance I showed you from Dalla where he had an opportunity to play in Shesko, Shesko just wasn't getting the ball. We weren't finding him. Again, fewest touches of anyone on the pitch. It really was a shame Dallo didn't lay it off for him. I do think that he could have put that one away. He did well to win the ball, did well to draw a couple fouls as well. It's just a shame we couldn't capitalize on his presence on the pitch more often. He did well to get his goal in that corner. That's what we need to do more of, getting the ball to him in the air. He's going to out-jump literally everybody. I don't know why we don't take more advantage of that. Luke Shaw probably would have found him twice as many times as Dorgu did today, but it is what it is. But I mean, he got his goal. I'll probably give Shesko, give him like a 6 today, 6.5 maybe, personally. Rob says Ollie will be a poor choice. He's failed a lot as a manager. Most managers who are available because they've failed as well in one way, shape, or form. I think as we've seen at United, just because you've got sacked or something doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad manager. There's oftentimes, I don't blame Ollie for Cardiff. If you deep the Cardiff stuff, that club was fucked up when he walked into it, and they were already basically relegated when he took over that club. Molde, he was doing just fine. He did really well at Molde. He's winning them their first titles in a long, long time. United, I mean, I've listed the stats at United. We all know why it started falling apart at United as well. I'm not saying that Ollie is my first choice to take over. I definitely don't want Ollie as the permanent option, but if we're going with interim to the end of the season, you could do a lot worse. And I do think he's got more experience than the other candidates that I've seen out there. Carrick doesn't seem to be able, at Middlesbrough, he didn't seem to be able to kind of take control over their slump in form, which is why he was sacked as well. But if we're playing interims, Ollie would probably be the choice for me anyway, out of who's available. Would he be my first choice if it were me? Probably not. But if it were up to me, I would just go get my top target right now and bring him in. Like, that's just the way it is. But it's usually not possible right now. Let's see. Agile says Shesko had good runs, but his ball control wasn't the best. Still got shots off. Yeah, I'd say it was a 6, man. Going to be 6. Yeah, Rob says nice to see Shesko born back-to-back games. Yeah, that's 3 goals in 2 games now, which is good. We just need to find him. You can't get a striker and not find them, unfortunately. So Dorgu's got to do better. Cunha's got to pass the ball. Like, Dallo, better decision-making, just what we've seen. So special mention today for Shea Lacey, because I want to know you guys' thoughts. Not because I'm like, oh, he did great. We're starting to see more of these youngsters. I want to get your thoughts on the youngsters. Since some of you guys don't watch Academy, which isn't a judgment. It's just a fact. So I'm always curious to what people think when they see him. Created that chance shortly after coming on, put a really good ball in the box. He was constantly the outball. He was in acres of space time and time again. It almost seemed like Brighton just didn't really think he was too much of a threat. But as you saw, he really was. They were quick to close him down, though, when he was on the ball. And maybe someone with a little bit more experience would have done a little better in those situations. Again, not blaming him for that. It's just he's young. It is what it is. Nearly got himself a goal in the 80th minute, but got himself sent off instead for throwing the ball down a little bit later after that. It is a yellow, throwing the ball down. It is what it is. But again, like I said, I'm pretty sure Brighton did that a couple times and nobody was booked there. I didn't think his first yellow was a yellow anyway. But I want to know what you guys think of Lacey, because there's a couple matches now. He's getting on the ball. He's making things happen. He looks lively, electric. I think we like that. What do you guys have to say here? Rob says, I like his drive. Doesn't look overall. Yeah, he looks like he could be a United player. This is not me. Oh, I know people are going to clip this up right now. Not trying to overhype him. I'm not trying to do like what people were doing with Cobby and Garnacho. I'm not. But I have watched a lot of the academy. I do rate Shea Lacey very highly. And I do think that when he's come on, he's looked very dangerous. And I think with maybe a little bit more minutes against, if you pick the opposition well, he could surprise you. Obviously, he's going to be suspended for a little bit, but Casper says, Shea Lacey's a kid. We don't sign anyone. I don't blame him, but I don't watch the game. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Agile says Lacey 6.5 had the energy and hustle today. Yeah, we've seen that from Lacey a couple times though. He likes that. He's like that, man. I like it. If you watch the academy again, he backs himself in those situations a lot, and I like that confidence in yourself. Lawrence would have started him over Mount. I definitely would have put him on at some point. I might have taken off Cunha just for Cunha's attitude alone, personally, but I'm less concerned with the ratings on Lacey and just more what you guys' general thoughts are on Lacey. But Rob says, I like that Fletcher went over and argued with the officials at the end. I mean, it's too little too late then. I mean, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now. They can't change anything. Bexy gives Lacey a 5. On Fletcher, though, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on Fletcher today? Obviously, we usually will rate the managers as well. I had to get rid of my Ruben Amorim photo. I thought it was clear, even ahead of kickoff, that playing out from the back was going to put us in some rough situations. And just sure enough, is exactly what happened. Again, where's the opposition analysis there? I don't know. Again, he's only the under-18s coach, so you're like, okay, he's not experienced. But again, neither am I. He's got way more experience than I do, and I literally took 5 minutes to figure that out. Their PPDA is super high. It didn't take a rocket scientist. I thought his only substitution that really made a difference was Shea Lacey. I thought that Shea Lacey looked like he was the only one going to do this thing. Then he got sent off, so it is what it is. Good to see Maguire get back on. It was clear when you bring on Casemiro and Maguire that the plan is for Maguire to get in the box and Casemiro to lump it in the box. Which it is what it is. It has dug us out of a hole a couple times in the past, obviously Europa League, but again, it's just not very imaginative. Fletcher said after the match that we needed to move the ball with more tempo, which I'm not going to lie, infuriated me. Not because I thought he was wrong, but because I've been saying it time and time again, but you as the manager need to sit there on the touchline and start yelling at them or motioning, let's speed it up. Let's go faster. Don't sit there and wait till after the match to complain about it. Fix it during the match. Who knows what might have happened? Literally just yell faster. And that could have solved all the problems. That infuriated the hell out of me. But like you say, Rob, at least he did have the bollocks to go over and have a go at the ref for that soft yellow on Lacey and to the stoppage time. It is what it is. But again, too little too late, unfortunately for me. Alex Ferguson's in the house. What? We saw you when we were there a couple weeks ago, Sir Alex. Said who's Rios? Oh, Rio. Rio's a sellout, an absolute tool. Rio was at the match today for Real Madrid, I think. The Real Madrid-Barcelona match. I think Rio was there. Kai's in the house. Lacey is 6.5. Big up, Kai. Good to see you. Casper says, I knew we would lose to Brighton because we're not a good team anymore. These players just don't look up for it today, man. It's absolutely annoying to watch. Agile is giving him a 3 out of 10, kind of out of his depth. Well, you're going to get that from him because he's only been manager of the under-18s. That's literally the extent of his coaching. This is why when people are like, give it to Fletcher, I'm like, nope. Fletcher cannot be interim. I need him back in the under-18s. Not only do they need him because he's doing a good job there, but he needs to go get experience. We can't keep taking these under-21s and under-18 coaches away from the academy. Send them back, let them work, and let them develop. Let's behave like a proper club right now. I mean, Big ask, I know, considering who's running shit right now, but let's just try to make something out of nothing here. Lauren says Fletcher ignored the previous tactic against Brighton to go long. We played three at the back too much this season, vulnerable. Yeah, so maybe we're rating some of his tactics today. Kai says Fletcher, good idea, but bad execution. Yeah. Rob Taft says we lost at home to Brighton's second string. Hard to give a decent score. Yeah, it's true. I mean, Hertzler is younger. I mean, but he's still more experienced as a manager than Fletcher. So you're getting outmanaged at that point. It is what it is. Kai's giving him a 4. Yeah, I thought that the decision to play out from the back was not a good decision. And then again, if he's going to complain about it being slow, then he needs to be the one to move it and to get it going faster. That's his job. As Roy Keane says, to paraphrase Roy Keane. But I want to know you guys' thoughts on all of that today, because it was a bit of a shit show. It was very quiet at Old Trafford. The only time I heard the crowd really was when they were booing when we were passing it backwards, or when they were booing after the final whistle blew. I think if we expected some free-flowing attacking football from Fletcher, obviously I think we're going to be disappointed. I told you guys ahead of the Burnley match that it's not necessarily the way he plays. He will be slow in the build-up. He will be patient. He will wait for the better opportunity to play around the press. So it's definitely not an Ollie. You're going to have your Ollies, you're going to have your Fletchers. They're going to be very different. I just thought we played too cautiously. We're at home against this Brighton side, like you guys are saying, second string, and we were playing way too cautiously. Brighton looked the hungrier, they looked the more capable at any given point in time, and that's just more's the pity. That's the way it was. I've said it so many times now, though. I feel like if Ineos can watch that performance, or the Burnley performance, or the Leeds performance, or the Wolves performance, and not sign a midfielder, not sign players this month, then I think it's pretty obvious where their ambition lies this season. And I don't want to hear anybody in the chat. I'm not, you guys know who you are if you're doing this, but I don't want to hear anybody in there, well, we're looking for a new coach. That's nonsense. Get the interim done. We should have had our transfer targets all locked up before January even got here, and then ready to go when January was here. Just, I don't care who's on the touchline. If you're going to call someone a head coach instead of a manager, that means that they're not choosing the targets. So your targets are there regardless of who's in charge. Get them done. It's an interim. It shouldn't matter who you're signing anyway. They shouldn't have a say. Don't be surprised to see an interim announced the day after the window slam shuts, man. It's ridiculous. If Jason Wilcox is going to sit here and gripe about having a back 4, when we signed a manager who plays a back 3, and we're still not going to strengthen the squad, then Jason Wilcox is more incompetent than I ever would have thought. No January signings would be criminal, but I'm not holding my breath, seeing as how there was no plan for even sacking Amorim and going. But hey, best in class, though, right? That's what we're working with. Remember when Sir Jim said if he wasn't liked anymore that he would leave? Remember that whole nonsense? Yeah, I think that was a bunch of shit, to be honest. If you're not liked, you weren't liked, we're waiting for you to leave, Jimbo. Sorry, but it is what it is. It's City and Arsenal next. Ahmad and Mbeumo are back. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if they're fit and ready to go, man. Like Chat Sports says, City, Arsenal, Fulham, next 3 games. It depends on who's in charge, man. Depends on who's in charge, dude. I guarantee you if Ollie's in charge, that's 3 points against City, because Ollie's just got Pep's number like he just does. Casper, it is good to see you two again, my friend. Glad everything worked out with you two. But Agile says, Ineos are kidding us to believe that this was part of the plan. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We haven't heard anything from them, but we will see how it goes. But it is Dumb and Dumber these days with Wilcox and Sir Jim running the show. So get your final thoughts in, you guys, because we did the player ratings. We talked about. I'm going to have my 3 thoughts ready for you guys to go. See what I can do about maybe doing that tomorrow. I got to check time. I do have that webinar tomorrow too, but keep a lookout for that. Keep a lookout for the director of football videos as well. Real quick, before we wrap up, make sure if you haven't yet liked, please do so. Please make sure if you're new and you like what you see, subscribe to the channel as well. Check out those memberships. It's a great way to get involved in the content. It's not just emojis and badges. You do get a say in a lot of the content, such as suggestions for scouting reports or what if episode ideas. Remember, we're in the middle of season 4 of What If right now, so keep watching those as well. Starting 11, the Legends members have access to join the WhatsApp group. So there's a link in the community tab on the channel. Don't share it, please. It's only for the members. Be nice as well. And then, yes, if you do want to go get yourself a Cunha shirt, you can do so. down below. There's links to all sorts of products in the United vs. Everybody store. Check out some of the older videos. In the description, you'll see the video that Dylan and I did a couple months ago back in September when shit was getting real bad, when we looked at 8 managers who could replace Ruben Amorim. We did a deep dive on all of them. You can go check that out. There is a link in the community tab as well to a poll where you can go vote for your pick too. Glasner is still winning. If you want to have your say, if you don't want Glasner to win, go watch the video, decide who you like, and go check it out. But Casper says, I think it's Ollie that we look at. Well, we will see. We will see. But have your say in the poll. Go watch some of those videos. Check out last night's scouting report. I released another scouting report last night. Go check that out if you guys are interested in that sort of stuff as well. But until next time, you guys, buck up. You know, we've only just got, 1 game a week from now on, so that's cool. That's it. I'm so frustrated right now. But keep a lookout for the 3 thoughts, you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by tonight. It's good to see you guys as always. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on the next one.